All right, let's unpack this. We're diving into Kubernetes backup and migration vendors,
Okay.
but we want to like zero in on a few key players here.
Okay.
Uh, Kasten, Cloud Casa, and Portworx.
Yep.
It's like your containerized apps are humming along on Kubernetes,
Right.
but how do you protect that data?
Yeah.
How do you make sure that those apps can move smoothly?
Exactly. And, it's funny because you can't just take your old school backup methods
Right.
and, just throw them at Kubernetes. It's a whole different ballgame.
Totally. Yeah, you're not dealing with static files anymore.
Yeah. No.
It's all about these dynamic distributed applications.
Exactly. They're constantly evolving and changing.
Right.
So, capturing their entire state with
Right.
all the moving parts, all the interconnected components,
Right.
it's a whole new level of complexity.
It's like trying to back up like a bustling city.
Right.
Like, New York City
Yeah.
with all its people and systems and, traffic.
It's a lot.
So when we talk about stateful applications,
Yeah.
what does that really mean,
Yeah.
in this context?
That's a great question.
Right.
Think of a stateful application as
Yeah.
a person with a really good memory.
Okay.
It has to remember its data, its history in order to work, right?
Gotcha.
So databases, message queues, anything where data persistence is mission critical.
Right.
Those are your stateful applications.
Okay.
And backing them up, it means more than just copying the data.
Right.
You need to capture the relationships between all those Kubernetes objects
Right.
that make up the application.
So it's like you're not just saving the ingredients for a recipe.
Yeah,
But the order you add them in,
exactly.
the cooking times,
Yes.
everything that makes that dish unique.
Exactly right.
And I've heard Portworx
Yeah.
is a major player when it comes to handling these
Absolutely.
data-hungry stateful applications.
The one 100%.
What do they do that's so special?
So they take this integrated approach. They bring Kubernetes storage and data management together in one platform.
Okay.
They really focus on high availability, disaster recovery,
Right.
making sure your data is protected and always available,
Always there.
even across different availability zones.
Nice. And I've also heard about this thing,
Yeah.
data locality.
Yes.
What's the magic there?
Okay, so data locality is about keeping your applications and their data physically close. So,
Closer together.
Portworx's storage scheduler is called Stork.
Okay.
Stork makes sure that the applications and the data they need
Yeah.
are on the same nodes.
Makes sense.
Less distance means faster access,
Right.
better performance, and ultimately, happier users.
Right. So it's like having your pantry right next to your cooking station.
Right.
Instead of having to run down the street for every ingredient.
Yeah.
So speaking of okay,
Yeah.
let's say you're not running, a high-speed trading platform. Maybe you're more focused on
Ease of use.
ease of use.
Absolutely.
Or just a smooth backup experience.
Right.
That's where something like Kasten comes in.
Right. Kasten is fantastic for that.
Yes.
Super user-friendly interface, and they have this application-centric approach.
And I love that they call it application-centric because it's
Yeah,
it makes so much sense.
it really does.
But what does that actually look like in practice?
Okay. So instead of backing up each little piece of infrastructure,
Right?
Kasten looks at the whole application.
Okay.
It automatically figures out all the different Kubernetes objects
Right.
that make up your application.
Okay.
Deployments, services, persistent volumes, the whole thing.
Right.
And then it backs all of those up together as one unit,
Okay.
which means you can restore your application consistently and reliably.
So it's like taking a snapshot of your entire kitchen
Yes,
while you're in the middle of cooking.
exactly.
All the ingredients, the tools,
The
and
settings on the stove.
the settings on the stove.
Yeah.
Amazing. And then how does Kasten compare to Cloud Casa?
So that's where things get even more interesting.
Okay.
Cloud Casa brings this cloud-native, SaaS-based approach
Okay.
to Kubernetes backup and recovery.
Okay.
They're all about ease of management,
Okay.
flexibility,
Yeah.
and you can choose between a fully managed SaaS solution
Right.
or a self-hosted option
Okay.
if you want more control.
So it caters to those who want to hands off
Exactly.
or hands-on experience.
Exactly.
And I heard they have a link to Valero,
Yes, they do.
that open source backup tool.
Yes. So for people already using Valero,
Okay.
Cloud Casa adds this turbocharged management layer.
Got
So
it.
you get the benefits of Valero, the open source flexibility,
Right.
but with Cloud Casa's management, monitoring, and recovery features.
Nice. Okay. So we've got Portworx, the performance powerhouse.
Right?
Kasten for ease of use.
Yes.
Cloud Casa, that cloud native camping with the Valero twist.
Exactly.
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
So before we jump into more comparisons,
Okay.
I want to hear from you, the listener.
Yeah.
What stands out to you so far?
Yeah, what are your priorities?
What are your needs?
Yeah.
And which of these vendors is like piquing your interest?
Yeah. Think about it for a second.
We'll be back after a quick break.
All right. Yeah, it's great you're thinking about your needs.
Right.
Because choosing the right vendor, it really depends on what's important for your Kubernetes environment.
Right.
Do you care about performance?
Yeah,
Ease of use? Cloud native flexibility?
totally. And, we've only just started talking about this.
Right.
But each vendor has their own strengths.
Oh, yeah. They all have a unique approach.
I'm curious about like the bigger picture, though.
Yeah.
What trends are shaping the future of Kubernetes backup and migration?
Oh, that's where things get really exciting. We're
Yeah.
seeing some big breakthroughs coming up,
Like what?
especially with AI and machine learning.
Okay.
Imagine a system that not only backs up your data,
Right.
but also analyzes it.
Okay. And predicts potential issues before they happen.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Are we talking about like a backup and migration crystal ball here?
Well, it's not magic,
Okay.
but AI could be a game changer.
Okay.
By finding patterns in your data,
Right.
AI could warn you about risks,
Okay.
like maybe a vulnerability in an application
All right.
or a sudden spike in data usage that could mean trouble.
So it's not just about reacting to disasters.
Right.
It's about preventing them.
Exactly. Proactive protection.
That's huge.
Yeah.
What about security?
Yeah.
With all the ransomware threats out there,
Oh, that's a big one.
how are these vendors protecting Kubernetes environments?
Security is paramount, and immutable backups are becoming really important.
Immutable backups.
Yeah, these backups can't be changed or deleted,
Okay.
even if an attacker gets into your systems.
So even if ransomware hits
Right.
and my systems are compromised,
You still have a safe way to restore your data.
peace of mind is priceless.
It really is.
Kubernetes isn't just about security, though. Right. It's about flexibility, too.
Exactly.
We're seeing more companies going multi-cloud.
Yeah, spreading workloads across different providers.
So how are backup and migration solutions handling that?
You want to avoid vendor lock-in.
Right.
You need the freedom to choose the best cloud for each application.
Right.
Luckily, vendors are stepping up with tools that work seamlessly across different cloud environments.
So it's like having a universal translator for your data.
Exactly. It can move freely between different clouds.
That's awesome. But with all this talk about AI,
Yeah.
automation, and multi-cloud,
Right.
I can't help but wonder,
Yeah.
what's the role of the human in all of this?
That's the question everyone's asking.
Right.
It's easy to get excited about new technology,
Yeah.
but we need to remember that technology is just a tool.
Okay.
It's only as good as the person using it.
So it's not about replacing humans with machines.
No?
It's about giving humans the right tools and information.
Exactly. Augmentation, not replacement. But what does that mean for the skills Kubernetes pros need?
Yeah. What do they need to know to stay ahead of the curve?
What should they be focusing on?
That's a big question. As Kubernetes keeps evolving,
Right.
the demands on the people managing it will change too.
Okay.
Understanding backup and migration fundamentals will always be important,
Right.
but technical skills alone won't cut it.
So what else is needed?
You need critical thinking,
Okay.
problem-solving skills,
Okay.
and adaptability.
Okay.
Kubernetes pros need to analyze data,
Right.
identify trends, and make smart decisions
Okay.
based on the insights that AI and automation provide.
So they need to be comfortable in a world that's constantly changing.
Exactly. Always learning new technologies and approaches.
It's like being a detective in a high-tech world,
Yeah,
using technology but relying on your own judgment, too.
absolutely.
I'm curious, though.
Yeah.
What specific skills should Kubernetes pros be working on?
Yeah. What should they be adding to their toolbox?
Right. So it sounds like you're saying the future is less about, becoming a robot
Right.
and more about becoming like a Kubernetes superhero.
Yeah.
Using all these tools to protect and manage these crazy complex systems.
Exactly.
Where does someone even start?
Well, you need a good foundation in Kubernetes itself.
Okay.
You got to understand the core concepts,
Right.
pods, deployments, services, persistent volumes,
Okay.
how it all fits together.
Gotcha. So it's not just about knowing how to click the buttons in a backup tool.
Right.
It's about understanding why things work the way they do.
Yeah, why is one approach better than another?
Right. What are the trade-offs?
Exactly. And don't forget about hands-on experience.
Okay.
Spin up a test cluster,
Right.
play around with different tools, break things, fix things.
That's how you really learn.
That's how you learn.
It's like learning to cook.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can read all the recipes, but nothing beats actually getting in the kitchen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Getting your hands dirty.
Right. And maybe even burning a few dishes along the way.
You'll learn from your mistakes.
But what about staying up to date with the latest trends?
That's where continuous learning comes in.
Okay, how do you do that?
Engage with the community, go to conferences,
Right.
participate in online forums, follow industry blogs,
Okay.
and don't be afraid to try new tools,
Even if they seem intimidating.
even if they seem a little scary at first.
So it's about having that beginner's mindset,
Absolutely.
always being curious and asking questions.
Yeah, that's what a deep dive is all about.
And speaking of deep dives, we've covered a lot of ground today,
We have.
from the unique challenges of Kubernetes backup and migration to the
Yeah.
leading vendors and the crazy exciting future of this space.
It's been a really fun journey,
It has been.
exploring this intricate world of, Kubernetes data protection,
Right.
application mobility.
It's been a blast. And to our listeners,
Yeah.
thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
We hope you learned something new
And hopefully you're feeling like even more excited.
about the possibilities of Kubernetes.
So until next time,
Keep exploring
keep learning
and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
with Kubernetes.
See you next time.